Okay, so usually at the beginning of these videos, you would see me with some sort of, like a weird test or something, you know, cutting some test or smashing something or whatever. But with this knife, it's more of just a decorative piece that's going to be sharp. It's not really a, you know, weapon like I usually make. I think I stated that in the video a couple times. But anyway, so I just want to say there's really not going to be any test. And to everyone who's wondering about the title of how I'm able to say, you know, it's my dad's Christmas present when he know what he's getting. Well, my dad doesn't actually watch my videos, so I don't have to worry about it as long as no one decides that, hey, this is, you know, this is what this is. And I don't think anyone's going to do that, though, because that would take effort. And I don't think people really share, anyone in my family really shares videos, and I don't think he watches them when they do, so. Anyway, enjoy the video. Okay, so this is going to be a pretty simple knife build. Hopefully it won't take too long. The main blade, I'm just going to take this small end off a leaf spring. It's been sitting in a junkyard for a while, so it's pretty rusted. And this is going to be a pretty simple blade, just kind of almost a smaller version of this, only instead of having this wood and metal handle, it's going to be a chunk of deer antler. This is just going to be a Christmas present for my dad. He pointed out something similar to this, only it had a normal handle, not a deer antler handle. He showed it to me at a gun show and mentioned wanting one for Christmas, so I'm like, okay, I can do that. So I figured might as well go a little above and make a really cool handle. So hopefully this won't take much, because again, simple blade. This, yeah, I'm just gonna go start this in the forge. Okay, now that I have the rough forging of the blade done, grind everything to shape, flatten out everything, put the bevels on it and all that. You know, a lot of work. Okay, now that this thing is heat treated and tempered, usually I would have already had the handle made, but with the way this is made, it's not going to make a huge difference. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the handle out of some old deer antlers I have. I just need to find one that works. And I'll probably like a metal disc or something that fits over that. Okay, now that my piece of antler cut, I ended up using a different piece. I just cut that off. I'll probably just kind of sand it into kind of more of a nub so it looks natural. Again, this knife I don't think is ever going to be used for anything besides looking cool, so it's not going to be a huge issue. And I'm going to be honest, I don't think antlers generally make good knives because they're really weirdly shaped. And I mean, if you found the perfect one, it would work, but other than that, not really. But before I go too far on that, I'm gonna make a little steel piece that fits on over here to kind of gap the space between this and this. That way it's not just steel and then, you know, or blade and then antler. I look better at a little ring. I'm gonna try and make it about the same size as this, or actually I'll probably be the same size as this, so I'll probably stand to where it is, and then fit on that as closely as I can. So I do apologize for the forge in the background. I'm working on a bunch of other projects at the moment because it's cold out and I have nothing better to do. So anyway, I got this cut out. I have it marked where I'm going to cut the slot in, just to mark there for the center. Sand that nub down a little bit. Again, it's left hand, it's fine. If you're right-handed, it's kind of in the way. But I got that cut close enough. There's still a little mark there, but that's not uncommon for some knives, so I think it'll look cool. I had to trim that up just a bit, so that way it would fit into the handle. And yeah, now what I'm gonna do is take my drill. Here it is. I just use the same drill bit I used for that. I'm gonna drill a hole down the center. Usually I would take a piece of tape and mark on the bit how deep I need to go. But on this, it just so happens the depth that the tang needs to go is based at from the point to where it hits the, whatever this part of the drill is called. So I'm just gonna go in, drill a hole down the center, and then probably grind it open from there, probably using the drill bit. Yes, it is misusing it. No, I don't care. Okay, that was a lot harder than I thought it would be. But I got it mounted on there. I got that sanded to where it looks pretty good. It's still a little loose. I don't know if you can hear that. No, it moves a little bit. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a pinhole. It's going to be hard because the tang's a lot smaller, so I have to grind it down a bit just to get it to fit. Again, not an issue because this knife is... well, I don't intend on using it like I would a Bowie knife like this one that I've actually been chopping a bunch of stuff with. So it's got a, you know, full tang and all that. This one's more, at best, more of a light use knife. So it doesn't really need to be full tang. And like I said, its purpose, as the video title suggests, it's more of a Christmas present as opposed to an actual weapon like I usually make. So anyway, that's not really gonna be important. I'm gonna drill a pinhole so I can put a brass rod through it to just make sure everything stays in place. And I'm gonna fill it with JB Weld to make sure nothing moves. Usually I would use a E6000 epoxy, which is kind of like a rubber type stuff. Works really well for tanks because it has a little bit of give to it as opposed to JB Weld, which doesn't. But for this situation, I think the JB Weld will work a lot better. And it's slightly less, it's a little more mess to work with, but it's less messy on the object. Anyway, once you get that done, clean everything up. That was a sticky mess. Wash your hands. Not just when working with this stuff, just generally, wash your hands. Good sanitation is always good. And again, I want to apologize for the noise in the background. Forge is going again. It's quite loud. But anyway, that's about it. Got my pin in, everything's dried in place. Sand down just a little bit to make sure it fit. But yeah, got a little, kind of see where the edge is sharpened in there. So yeah, I mean, it's not the most comfortable thing to hold because, well, obviously. But I think it's going to be a pretty nice Christmas present. And yeah, don't know much what else to say here besides I don't really have much of a test because